I just say we have so much work to do, and all of you here gives me that hope that we're going to get it done. So let's take today, let's celebrate, let's make sure that from here in San Francisco all the way to Washington, D.C. and around the world, they begin to see the power of women. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mission district for the last 13 years, is that right? And Supervisor Ronan is the first mother to serve on the Board of Supervisors in more than 4 years. Please help me welcome Supervisor Ronan.
It's so great to see all of you women here being visible and taking a stand and say we will not be silenced. Our voices will be front and center in the fight that we have going on right now for the very soul of our country. And I want to tell you a quick little story that really moved me and told me what we're really up against. It's a visual image. I was on a panel not so long ago with one of the first female treasurer, Rosie Rios, in our country. It was at the Ignite organization that trains young women to run for office and represent us on supervisor boards and in Congress all across this country. And what Rosie Rios said is that when she first became the Treasurer of the United States, she went and she studied and looked at all of the economic instruments that we had in the country, the history of our dollar bills, of our bonds, of every financial instrument. And what she found was there was only one representation of women on our financial instruments in the history, and that was Lady Liberty. Not a real woman, a statue of a woman. And then she took a walk through Central Park and in New York City, and what she noticed was that there was only one statue of a woman, and it was a fairy tale. It was not a real woman. And that's when she began the fight to put a woman on one of our bills, and why very shortly we will have the $20 bill bearing the image of the fierce leader in our country, Harriet Tubman. Does. And so I just want to say that I am so proud for the first time in 22 years to be with a majority of women on our San Francisco Board of Supervisors. I am so proud to see you all here today, and we are going to fight day in and day out to make sure that we continue to stand up for economic, racial, and gender justice in our society. Thank you so much.
I represent District 1, which is the Ridgewood District. So my message today is we can never be complacent. I just turned 60 years old. I have to admit, I'm not a woman's right to choose. That's put to bed. We got it. However, we can never, if this election has taught me one thing, it has taught me the fight continues on and on and on. Yeah!
to resist with you. And I'm going to shout into this microphone, especially to those folks over there yelling that they can't hear, because I have an important message for you today. And that message is that you are powerful. You may not have felt powerful since November 8th. You may have even at sometimes felt powerless. You are not. You are powerful. I'm here to remind you of that. Your power is why in just a few short months, over 1,400 companies have stopped advertising on the hate speech site Breitbart. Many of them large, publicly traded companies, have stopped doing business with the most divisive political figure and family this nation has ever seen. Nordstrom Rack, Neiman Marcus, Sears, Kmart, Kawasaki, Carnival Cruise, Guilt.com, Wayfair, Shoes.com, Jet, Jenny Craig, The Honest Company, Tyra Beauty, Rue La La, Shop Style, Bellacore, Zulily, Larissa's Kitchen, the LA Clippers, and QVC. Retailers have dropped more than 3,600 products by a family who wants you to believe that immigrants are criminals, that climate change is a hoax, and that the objectification and dehumanization of women is normal. The objectification of women is not normal. You know it, we know it, and I assure you, the companies whose names I just read, they know it now too. Things are really close at the polls in America. At the polls in America, things are neck and neck. Things are not close at the cash register. Women drive between 70 to 85% of all consumer purchases in this country. The people who voted against Donald Trump generate 2/3 of this nation's economic activity. And right now, we've got to flex that power, and we've got to flex it hard. Today, on this very special International Women's Day, a day without a woman, we are making more progress together. We're rejecting a United States in which women account for only 23% of senior business roles, 19% of congressional seats, 22% of parliamentary seats internationally. We're rejecting a world that still pays women less, devalues women's work, expects us to do more unpaid work, and excludes women from the most important decisions and conversations. We're rejecting a world in which many women couldn't afford to take a single day off of work today. We're here for them because we know if things were different, they would be here for us.
Good afternoon, ladies. I just wanted to come and just speak briefly on my journey with the San Francisco Fire Department. I came in under a consent decree, a court-ordered mandate that the department hire women and minorities. Okay, I came in 27 years ago after a court-ordered mandate to hire and promote minorities and women. And during that time of struggle, because of your hard work and diligence, I was able to persevere and rise in the ranks step by step against hostile environments, racism, sexism. I'm just keeping it real. Failed, but I persevered as each of you are persevering today with this march. So I just want to come today and just tell you that I am also in support of Women's International Day and to keep the hope alive and keep moving forward. Don't look back, continue to look ahead. We can keep making progress. Thank you, ladies.
Just led a walkout in the United States House of Representatives. My work that all of you are doing here and the work that we're doing across the country. So many of us were marching together in January. My mother, my daughter Bella and I among them, among all of you, and we were marching for our future. We're marching for our rights. We're marching because, as one of the speakers just said, we have been galvanized. Now, we would have been marching for the first woman president of the United States. And we still intend to do that someday soon. From the California Democratic Party Women's Caucus and from our leader Nancy Pelosi is this: women are marching, now women need to run for office. We need to step up and lead. We need to take our place in the halls of power. We need to make sure that our voices are heard. People say, how is it that right now a bunch of men can be debating what to do with women's bodies? Well, you know what? If we had a gender parity moonshot, if we had representative, reflective democracy, we'd be talking about jobs, not contraception. Now, wouldn't we? I urge all of you, make sure that they can hear us roar. Make sure that you keep marching. Make sure that you're running for office. And when you see a woman who wants to step up, support her. Because you know what we find? Not enough men vote for women, and not enough women give to women. So center a woman, put forward a woman, make sure.
How many people out there are going to be running for office? Let me see some hands. I want to see more hands right now. I don't see enough. More women on the left. You don't run.
Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today? I'm loving all the signs and the sea of red. It's amazing, it's great. But first of all, I wanted to thank the Women's March of SF for inviting SF United Against Trump to speak today. For people who don't know, this coalition or group's first meeting was at the Howard Zinn Book Fair. Do people know who Howard Zinn is? So I just want to quote from him today. We don't have to engage in grand, heroic actions to participate in the process of change. Small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can quietly become a power no government can suppress. A power that can then transform the world. And that's what we're doing today. Though all of us are not striking in the conventional sense, women and people around the world are participating in today's day of action in ways that can show that we're for women's rights, meaning we're for reproductive justice, against sexual violence, for equal pay and economic justice, for racial equality, and the list goes on and on and on. Also, unfortunately, in these times, fighting for women's rights cannot be separated from fighting for LGBT rights, specifically trans rights. The hateful agenda is an attack on women and everybody, and everything that we fight for today.
Mi nombre es María Trujillo, soy de la industria de janitorio, pertenezco al SIU-USWW.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maria Trujillo. I'm part of the janitorial industry, and I'm part of the union SEIU USWW.
Estoy orgullosa de estar aquí como un janitor, mujer inmigrante, celebrando el Día Internacional de la Mujer. Porque sin mujeres esta economía no funcionaría.
To be here today as a janitor, as an immigrant woman, celebrating International Women's Day, because we know without women this economy would not function.
Los derechos de los inmigrantes son derechos de los trabajadores, son derechos de las mujeres. Nuestras luchas están conectadas. La mayoría de los conserjes somos mujeres. Cuando luchamos para defender nuestra unión, cuando luchamos por salarios más altos y para defender nuestro cuidado de salud, Estamos luchando por nuestro derecho como mujeres para apoyar a nuestras familias.
The majority of immigrant rights are women's rights, are workers' rights. The majority of janitors are women. When we fight to defend our union, when we fight for higher wages and to defend our health care, we are fighting for our rights as women to support our families.
Los jánitos inmigrantes que trabajamos solas en el turno de noche, somos vulnerables al acoso sexual y al asalto, pero hemos estado luchando y nos enfrentaremos a todos los acosadores, incluyendo a Trump.
Women janitors who work alone on the night shift are especially vulnerable to sexual harassment and assault. But we have been fighting the harassers, and we are going to confront all the harassers, including Trump.
United, we'll never be divided. People, united, we'll never be divided. People, united, we'll never be divided. The women, 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 united, we'll never be divided. KKK, no sexist, fascist, USA, no Trump. No 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 KKK, no sexist, fascist, USA. Free speech leader, we want a leader, not a free speech leader. We want a leader, not a free speech leader. We want a leader, not a free speech leader. We want a leader. No more presidents. No more presidents. No more presidents.
Strike of women garment workers of the Women Garment Workers Union. On this day, 100 years ago, on this day, a Women's Day demo was held by women textile workers in Petrograd, and those women were part of the protest that kicked off the Russian Revolution. What Maureen refuses to recognize is that strike action is not an action of privileged individualism, but radical solidarity. An attempt to push back against capitalist institutions, to demand fair wages, and to demand equitable treatment. And they come at tremendous risk of so many women. Immigrant women, women of color, women with children, disabled women, women who do sex work, working class women, women who have so much to lose in the event that they do lose their jobs. Am I a privileged person, a beneficiary of and complicit in systems of oppression? Absolutely. But as a queer black woman raised by Zimbabwean immigrant parents, including a mother who endured Rhodesian internment camps and British colonialism only to fight white supremacy in America, I also have a lot to lose, but so much to gain by standing in solidarity and affirmation with both the women and everyone else who's here and all of those people who also could not be here.
When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! And if we don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! Thank you!
Shut it down!
Shut it down!
Shut it down!
Shut it down!
You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thanks so much for hanging in there with us. Thank you so much to our first speakers who are willing to go the whole hog with the bullhorn.
I'll talk all we say. So it's the power of it. We get the arm, so it's easy not to move. So do the hard. If you want it, we be shining hard. Blinding for your cars and making my love worry and you flesh. Demolition, we come together and it's over. They don't want
Muchas gracias. Y también es de una gran satisfacción que tantas personas se reúnan aquí en una acción. Que compañera, el hecho de la ciudad santuario es una falacia en San Francisco. Únicamente se llenan la boca los políticos de esta ciudad, el alcalde, los supervisores, algunas organizaciones que tienen abogados que defienden a los inmigrantes que están en situaciones muy difíciles, y todos nos llenamos la boca de que vivimos en una ciudad santuario. Sin embargo, en esta ciudad, y no solamente bajo el gobierno